we feel that it's a responsibility of ours to be able to explain and demonstrate how to positively use this amazing tool that we have that we know as technology. Possibilities with technology are virtually endless, and we've seen even over the past couple of years, whether through Facebook, whether through YouTube, whether through any of the other tools that we use, some of us every day, we see the possibilities are just ongoing. But we also have to remember that with this amazing tool come possible dangers and come possible things that we have to worry about. So what I'd like to do this evening is take a look, and I always begin these presentations by saying, especially with Brad sitting here, I want him to talk to me after this is all over. So I'm not here to tell you not to let your kids near a computer. And I'm not here to tell you not to let your kids on Facebook. In fact, the opposite. We know that kids are on Facebook. We know that teens are downloading. We know that teens are doing all of these things. The point of a workshop like this is to tell you what exactly is going on kind of under the hood, and to give you an opportunity to kind of make sure that when you go home, you maybe can tell your children some safety tips, and can make sure that when they're using these tools, when they're doing these activities, they're being done in the safest and most productive way. So that's why we're here. Social media, and when we talk about technology, it's here. The social media outlets keep expanding as well, and we'll talk more about that. Just to give you some quick statistics, Facebook has, as recently, over 500 million members. Brad, are you friends with all of them yet? Keep working at it. Half of those members log into Facebook at least one time per day. So that's 250 million people, at least one time per day on average, logging into the system. The average Facebook user has about 130 friends. So first of all, the first question I always ask is, in Google, do we trust? Is Google always, just because Google says it, does it make it true? What do you think? Not sure? How about moms in the room? A lot of moms tonight. If Google says it, does it make it true? No, definitely not. Just because Google says it, it doesn't mean it's accurate. Don't assume.
Wikipedia.
Well, that's the next one. Wikipedia is only good up to a certain point. So Wikipedia is a great resource most of the time. But how does Wikipedia work? Exactly. Wikipedia can be edited and written by anybody. You all can go on and edit the Wikipedia information.
Who put herself on Wikipedia.
Yeah, anything can go on Wikipedia.
She's suddenly famous now.
That doesn't make it not true. But again, I can go in and edit the biography of any person on Wikipedia I want. And if the student is just taking it at face value, well, it may not always be. Education and dialogue are key when it comes to all of this. I don't want anybody coming home to their kids after this presentation saying, get off the computer, don't use Facebook. That's not why we're here. But talk to your kids. Talk to them about what they're doing. Talk to them about what you've learned. And you may be surprised to learn that your kids may not know this stuff. They may not have thought about it. Keep computers in common areas of the house, such as family rooms or kitchens. The research shows computers in the bedrooms are just a bad idea. Teenagers experiment. Teenagers are curious. Computers shouldn't be possible dangers with your kids. You know, most of the kids I've talked to have parents that have been afraid of this taboo subject and have either said don't use the internet or have ignored the topic. Talk to your kids. Don't be, you talk to them about other things. Talk to them about a list every once in a while. Ask them if you don't recognize somebody, if you see something weird on their Facebook account, ask them about it.
My favorite. I know every single one of those friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't even know 300 people. What are you talking about? And I trust every one of them. I'm like, how could you possibly trust everyone? 300 people?
Yeah. But get involved as a parent. Thank you. This next one's for you. Monitor your child's overall web activity and time spent online. At the end of the day,
YouTube.
That's not going to be the net nannies and the canine watches are not going to be as effective as talking to your children and maintaining that open and honest dialogue. The statistics show it. You don't have to take my word for it. That's just the way it is. Never share information unless you know the source. We talked about that. And remember, nobody's going to give you something for no reason. We spoke about that before. Again, this all goes back to staying educated, staying aware, and maintaining that open dialogue with your children. And that's so important. I say this again. There's just so many cases that I've personally worked with where the parents just haven't thought about it or have chosen to ignore the subject. And it's the old, my kid wouldn't do that. Well, guess what? Kids are kids. good kids do things because they're curious and they don't realize things.